If you would like to get your song reviewed, dear listener, there's the filthy capitalist option. As Sori says, 125 gets you straight to the head of the line. You don't have to be part of the alliance. You don't have to be part of the group.
Wait a minute.
And the biggest thing is you don't have to wait. You hop, skip, and jump right in front of everybody. 125 gets you there. You do that 3 times, and you get mashed down to the $75 rate for perpetuity.
Yes!
Also, there is a band review option. So if you've got a band and you're trying to get your band some exposure, hit me up at vinsori@gmail.com, and I'll show you the details about how to pull that off.
You can also jump on Patreon, and there is a option on the tiers to be able to get your band reviewed. Yep. Obviously, we can't lie to you, so we can't guarantee a positive review. Get what you get.
It's just rubbish.
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 That's British for garbage.
My favorite is the community option. $1 at the gate gets you in at Patreon. You get to join an alliance. The alliance joins their points together, and that helps determine what songs that we do.
The alliances hang out on Discord.
Message me on Patreon to get the link.
And they do all kinds of other cool things. They do Minecraft, Dungeons and Dragons.
Yeah. It's really a community within the community. Anybody can go in the village, facebook.com/Vin and Sori. There's 160,000+ people on the channel. What's cool about the Discord is that it offers a real opportunity for community connection, friendship, that type of thing.
And it's on Discord, so if you're not a Facebook person, it's for you.
You start off at $1.
Right.
Plus you get exclusives. Sori and I are working on a song. So the first 15 seconds of that was on Patreon. Also, at $15 tier and above, when we actually debut the video, they're going to be there live with us. There you are, dear listener.
Buy our merch.
Buy our merch, indeed. The child shall lead them.
Okay, I'm not sure if I
Buy our
have...
merch is what you're supposed to say.
I don't have to say it.
We don't need to say
I'm
that.
not sure,
We are in a
Metlcat,
mood today, ladies and gents. I'm here
if
for
I
it.
told you the day,
If I'm here for it, dear listener.
you would feel bad for me. Anyway, so Metlcat is okay. So we're doing Falls of Rauros, awaiting the fire or flood that awaits it. But I'm not sure if I have your note mixed up here. It says, I remember a while back in a video you two were talking about finding black metal from Maine. This is the band you were looking for. And then I literally have this one posted underneath. But I want to say you sent me the link for another band from Maine, and it was not these people. I feel like these people were not from Maine, and then I got the note mixed up. So if you can just,
Unbelievable.
let me know, because,
as if you're
heaven forbid.
As if you're just now asking him this question.
Yeah, because that's all I did. I just ate bonbons and watched shows all day. I didn't even work or do anything. Vin cooked, took care of babies, cleaned, did the shopping, responded to millions of messages. Vin did all that. Wait, no, that was me. That's right. How was Madden? I guess you must have had fun with that. Anyway.
Oh my gosh, this is so funny to me.
Oh, this is that one. Oh, they're from Maine?
That's them.
Okay, well, my notes were correct. Looks like you can't roast me on that one.
They were formed in Portland, Maine.
Oh, okay.
So this is a Maine band, dear listener, and we're from Maine. Let me show you what they look like. Gang, gang, gang. That looks
Tony,
like
there were no bonbons. Literally, the bonbons thing, I've never even eaten a bonbon in my life. But whenever I feel like I'm being rushed, and even though I'm working like my ass off, and if somebody's still asking me for stuff, then I always revert to that. At first he was like, why do you keep saying bonbons?
Oh, the humanity.
Now you know. Now he knows. When I bring up bonbons and soap operas, I never do either one of them. But once I say that, you need to know, okay,
the humanity.
don't mess with me. Leave me alone. I haven't been eating bonbons. I haven't been watching shows. I've been working.
The humanity.
You were the one whining about things not coming to you fast enough.
The humanity.
Bed. Okay.
The humanity. Are we ready?
Yeah, we're ready. You spelt that wrong.
I just want to let you know that all your cries fell on deaf ears. Nobody cares. All right, guys, here we are.
Wow.
The Fall of Rauros. What is it? Awaiting the
Rauros,
fire.
and the name of the song is "Awaiting the Fire or Flood That Awaits."
It's not Rauros. It's Rauros.
Rauros?
Yeah, Rauros.
How do you know?
R-A-U.
Okay, whatever. Awaiting the fire or flood that awaits it. Awakes it.
And they ain't gonna touch that boy for no tampering. Stop it. All right, let's go. Gang, gang. black metal band.
There's some acoustic in there. That's interesting.
Alrighty then.
How long was that song?
It was like 13 minutes.
Aha.
13 minutes. I'm going to say it could probably have been 2 minutes shorter.
I agree.
And done the trick.
Well, when
maybe
it did
even
the
2.5
scream at the
minutes
end,
shorter.
First of all, when it was doing that whispering thing, I was really getting into. I have so much to say. Okay, so this was surprising to me because, no offense to people from Maine or anything from Maine, but I feel like that there's some things we do good, like lobsters. I feel like we're good. We're really good at that. I just wasn't sure if like the black metal was gonna feel a little bit cheap or not well done or something. Just wasn't sure where we were gonna go with that, and but it did. I was pleasantly surprised because it wasn't like so traditional that it sounded like every other black metal song that's out there. At the same time, I feel like it captured like the seasons of Maine in the sense of like there's like the raw, bitter nastiness, coldness of winter, and like the dirty snow from the the sand that they throw everywhere. But then there's also the beauty of our winters and the beauty of our seasons. And I know the song itself was not talking about seasons, but I just felt like it just captured Maine in the sound there. And I really liked how layered it was. So it had like that traditional kind of sort of black metal-y sort of sound to it.
Yeah.
But they started out at the beginning with an acoustic. And then they just kept a really pretty sound throughout the whole thing. I just thought that it was really like a wholesome, beautiful sound throughout it. And then of course you had your black metal vocals layered on top of it. But that sound in the middle was so thick and was so beautiful that I really thought that it beautified the entire song. It beautified the vocals and it beautified the sound that I felt was beneath it, as in volume and quality of what I like. So I just thought that was really, really amazing. I really, really liked it. And then I was really getting into some of the sounds that they were doing. And then when he got into the whispering part, I was like really just like falling into that sound and just like I couldn't really hear what he was saying. I was amazed that you were able to find where they were in the song. Once you pointed it out to me, I could follow the vocals at that point.
Yeah.
But when it got to the whispering part, I don't really know what he was saying, but the way that it kept switching from one side to the other, and it was like, literally the volume was perfect. Everything was perfect about it. And then there was like a part of me that was like, ugh. Are they going to scream at me all of a sudden?
Oh.
Can I just fall into the sound? And then I was like, no, I feel like these people know what they're doing as far as music, and I don't feel like that.
Oh, so
that
you
their
were afraid
goal...
that they were going to go,
Yes! Yes, I was. But I was like, I feel like these people understand the layering and sound and how, like, I think some people create music to shock you. Like, they want to ease you so they can yell in your ear.
Yeah.
But I felt like these were not that type of people. I was like, I think that they're creating something different here. So I just let myself just fall into that whisper going back and forth like that. And then, you know, I was able to come out of that feeling before they even went to the scream. So it was perfect.
BC
I was shocked.
is so hilarious.
I was still shocked by the sound.
BC is the most
Crap song.
He's like, I swear to God, he's like Oscar the Grouch. You're going to this big, long, articulate, it was multi-layered, multifaceted, hyper-dynamic inclusion of the extraterrestrial, understanding of the exigencies of living in terra firma, and then BC just goes, crap song. Crap song.
Literally 8 letters.
That's my opinion. Crap song.
Ridiculous.
I love BC.
Yeah, before they went into that screaming though, like they settled it, and you actually thought it was the end of the song, and then it like came with that, which obviously shocked us both. But I was ready for the song to end, so I was ready for the scream to come, I guess you could say. But I do agree that shortly after that, I was like, somebody typed, it's dragging a little.
Yeah, I think that was Al.
Yeah. So as soon as I saw that, I was like, it's dragging a little bit. And then I typed over here for Vinny, it's dragging. So yeah, but really, I liked it. I really did. And go ahead.
Yeah, it was.
I can share the platform. Go ahead.
Well, it was 2 minutes. Like I said, it's 2.5 minutes longer than I think it needed. It needed to be. It was interesting because they had a kind of proto Magua type vibe to them. You know, like you just play the tremolo. You play a tremolo line basically through the whole song.
Yeah.
But they weren't as good at it as the Magua were. But that's high praise, at least for me, because Magua is my favorite black metal band.
Yeah, oh, I know. Yeah, that is high praise for you.
So
that's why I was like, wait, really? Because Magua's not my favorite.
They had their instincts on guitar. I really liked where they were going.
I did too.
It wasn't like all black metal.
No.
It kind of strayed a little bit,
it did.
even to a post sound a little bit, which I think post is probably my favorite guitar sound. Like all the shit that I do that you like it's all post. All the all the traditional whatever stuff. You're like, get Peter to put some drums on it. Maybe I'll like it. All the post stuff. You like all the post stuff.
Oh no.
Lyrically, this was interesting.
Yeah. Okay.
This was very ambitious lyrically.
Well, really? Why?
I think. Go ahead. What was your take on what he was saying lyrically?
Well, I kind of... It was funny because, like, every time I thought I had, like, a full understanding what the song was about, then I'd read something else that would kind of throw me off a little bit. So I wasn't sure if he was just basically talking about, you know, people as a whole and, like, all the things that we do that maybe negatively affect us as a whole. And then, our culture devours our home and renders listless our bodies till death earth prevails. That our linear perception closes doors, strangles the truth, subdues the primal and all that lives. So basically, like, the way that we do things and how it holds us back and inhibits us from what we could be or what we were born to be or what we could attain to. And then
well, when you say we, who's we?
People as a whole, and all of our cultures end up doing that to us. Why? What did you get?
Well, yeah,
I was talking about humanity.
Right. Yeah. To me, the song is about trying to find the fundamental of what it means to be human.
Yeah. Rip all the cages and disrupt the current. Bring down all institution. Rip up foundation and love as you used to.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm not certain that I completely agree with the overarching thesis in the song.
I would, yeah.
That the institutions are the culprits as to why we can't love as we, there's a lot of real moving parts to culture building.
Yeah.
And even humanity or defining it. And these things they sound romantic. And they are to a degree. Give it all these institutions. Let's just get back to loving each other.
Right.
Sounds really romantic, but there's these massive concepts in the song that are assumed to be axiomatic.
Okay.
But are not necessarily defined. So, for example, when he says, it says, our linear perceptions closes doors and strangles the truth. Okay, what is the truth? And can it be known? Because those are two massively important questions in philosophy. Quid est veritas? That's what Pilate asked Jesus when he's interrogating him. What is truth? And then the second question in philosophy is, can you know the truth objectively? So the traditional response, at least that I hold to when you ask that question, what is truth? Truth is that which corresponds to reality.
Right.
So whatever your thesis is or whatever statement you make, insofar as it corresponds to reality, if you speak in correspondence with reality, then you're speaking the truth. Okay, great. The second question then is, okay, is it possible for human beings to know the objective reality on any given subject? Is that possible? Now, a lot of my friends, including friends in this channel, because we've had the conversation, say, no, it's impossible to know the truth.
Really?
Oh, yeah, for sure. So I would probably argue that outside of a
all
theistic,
truth or just some truth?
the truth as a whole is a concept. You can make a good guess or a good theory, but you cannot know with certainty the truth.
I mean, I guess
that's epistemic
your
agnosticism to a degree.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I guess.
Right. And
that's such a weird world to live in.
And then that also goes into the concept of love. What does that mean? Forget all these institutions, tear up the foundations, and love like you used to. What does that mean?
Yeah.
Who defines love? That's a serious question. Like, we're watching a show with a drug addict right now, and the way that she interprets life and love is people who will be willing to help her cheat her drug tests.
Right.
And for her,
or give her the drugs that she wants.
Or give her the drugs that she wants, because they give her a temporary feeling of euphoria.
Yeah.
So, okay, so is her definition of love right, or is her mother's definition of love, which doesn't look like love?
Right.
Because her mother is constantly harassing her. Her mother's constantly yelling at her.
Trying to give her drug tests.
Her mother's constantly violating her privacy, giving her giving her drug tests, all the rest of it. So,
and staying in the room when she takes the test, like, you could tell she was obviously very offended by that.
Correct. So the friend who makes her feel good is loving her, and the mom who is trying to keep her off these drugs is not loving. So that that's not simple.
Right. Yeah.
Both of those concepts, like, the song is massively ambitious, and obviously you're not going to solve every philosophical problem in even in a 13-minute song. It's a massively, but this kind of gives a very Pollyannish view of human nature. That it's not us that's the problem, it's the institutions that are the problem, and it's the culture that's the problem. And it's like, well, who built the culture?
Yep, right, exactly.
Who built the culture? Who built the institutions? The institutions and cultures are simply expressions of the collective will to a degree. Or an institution is the solution to a perceived problem. So one institution would be, for example, the educational institution. Ignorance is a problem. Here we've got these specialists. You send your kids to these specialists, they'll no longer be ignorant. They'll be able to go out and dominate the world, and et cetera, et cetera. So it's sort of like the dehumanization of or the separation of human beings from institutions. And then institutions themselves become the bad guys. Or, all these other things become the bad guy instead of us being the bad guy. And if we would just forget about all these institutions and different things and just live our truth and love, then everything would be great. It's like,
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is a bit simplistic. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, that doesn't.
It doesn't take care of the problem either, because when the problem is the institution and it's not my personal decisions that I make and your personal decisions, like what it's like that that whole experiment where if you're on a busy road and you break down, you're less likely to get help than if you're on a dead road and there's only like 1 or 2 cars going by. Mm-hmm. Because when people feel responsible, then they're going to act. Right. So the percentage of people that will stop when they're the only ones traveling down a road and someone's broken down is so much higher, because they feel like, well, I'm the only one that can do something, so I've got to do something to enact this change for these people. And so I think the same thing happens as far as cultures and societies go. It's so much easier to just say, well, society has a problem. You know, that part of our culture is a problem. The rich are the problem. Those people, everybody else, instead of saying, okay, well, where am I responsible and where are you responsible? And let's do what we can to help.
Well, it's like people saying, like, Elon Musk could solve world hunger tomorrow.
Right, exactly.
It's like, so could you.
Yeah.
So could I.
We all can give a little more. We all can help a little more.
But like by the way, I don't disagree with the song. I'm just saying that
you're just saying it's more.
It's a lot more complex and difficult than what he's letting on. And again, you can't solve the world's ills in such a short period of time. But he says, you know, subdues the primal and all that lives. This is not who we are. Mm-hmm. Not one of us was born for this, which I agree. When I look at like, you know, unforgiving capitalism that forces people to work in an Amazon warehouse for 13 hours, whatever crazy. Like I say, yeah, but again, that is that's such a massive statement. We were not born for this. That implies that there's some ultimate transcendent purpose and reason for what we were born for.
Yeah.
So it's like, bro, I completely agree with you. We were not born for this. But now that begs the question, well, then what the hell were we born for? Mm-hmm. And who determined ultimately what human beings were born for? It looks like the song is saying we were not born to be cogs in the machine. We were not born, you know, the world that we currently live in is sucking away our humanity, sucking away our purpose, etc., etc. But if you're just a random collocation of atoms and everything just kind of blew up and exploded, and then here you are, there is no, it's worse than you were not born for this.
Right.
It's worse than that.
Right.
Because if it's true, you weren't born for anything, bro. Like, if the sky is empty, you were born for no reason. So, like, and again, I'm not challenging the universe of the song per se, because I don't know the belief system. I'm just talking about the belief system in that we run into. Is I'm not saying that necessarily means that you have to apply a nihilistic worldview. There's a lot of people that say, well, yep, I wasn't born for anything, but I'm going to manufacture something to be born for after the fact, which is fine. If you want to create that moral fiction, that's okay. But what I'm saying is at the root level, no, it would be by definition a fiction.
Yeah.
If you say I'm objectively born without any meaning or purpose, but I'm going to pour a subjective meaning and purpose into my life that didn't originate from outside of me, that by definition is a fiction. It's a story you are telling yourself.
I know, but it's
like, I'm not trying to be a dick.
I know.
Okay.
You're very smart, though. I think that, like, sometimes, like, things become so complicated, and then people look at them, like, you know, maybe you want to have a nihilist outlook, and so then you say I was born for nothing, nobody was born for everything, everything is pointless. But then, when you see parents with their children, and, like, especially when they're first born, they're looking at them, like, nobody's like, look, kid, you were born for nothing. Your existence is pointless, you know what I mean? Like, you look at your kid, and there is some sort of hope and expectation that, you know, there is something special about this one, you know what I mean? And, like, I think that all good parents kind of feel that about their kids. And you know, maybe it's more difficult if you come from a family where you're not celebrated, and maybe you don't have any kids, or or you don't have any kids that you didn't celebrate. You know what I mean? Like maybe if you're kind of sandwiched in between, no celebration on both sides, maybe life does feel pretty like pointless and you know what I mean? But like how seriously, like how you gonna look at your baby and be like, wow, what a pointless child. What a pointless existence. You know what I mean?
And this feeling that I have is simply
neurons firing up.
Yeah, a chemical reaction. Get the fuck out of here. Please. You don't even know why strawberries taste like strawberries, but here you are. Go ahead.
Here you are.
It don't make no sense.
But anyway, I really enjoyed the song. I'm gonna go with a 9.8 actually, believe it or not. Like that's not my style of music, but I really think that they just made it so well. 9.7. I gotta bring it down a little bit because that ending was too long.
I look at these breeders who pretend they're my friends, not telling me about the new little blessing before these losers around me. Insulted.
I actually had to basically lie to Amy.
I was certain that you had told her.
No, we were already saying we weren't telling anybody. So I wasn't telling anybody. You were like, did you tell anybody? Why? How many people did you tell?
I only told AT, but that's when he came to visit.
You told him when he came to visit?
Yeah.
Why didn't you say it when I was there?
Well, I figured he would congratulate you, but he wasn't congratulating you. So when I went to drop him off, I'm like, hey. He's like, well, you told me not to say anything. I was like, oh, this is some gang shit. He's on some gang shit.
Wow.
He do okay. He do okay in the hood.
I was glad he wanted to come visit. I was so sick though. I had to pull myself out of bed, put some makeup on my face, and then if I would have known that he knew I was pregnant, then I wouldn't have had to hide how sick I was.
Did I say like she looks like she does in the videos, huh?
Yeah, you did.
I
You did. Why? Why are you saying that?
Because I think people probably, oh, it's a filter, it's a whatever. It's like, I'm the one that needs the filter, not this one.
You're funny.
Look at this guy. He's such a gangster. I didn't want her to get mad at you. I was like, I was waiting for that shit to happen. It was just not happening.
I was glad though that you came to hang out.
Too busy dealing with Johan and his Putin loving self. Go ahead.
They've got all the kids, all the babies are walking around saying Putin, Putin, and then they just laugh at each other. I'm like, why is everybody saying Putin around here?
It's our freaking house.
Wow.
It's ridiculous.
Anyway, so I like.
Now they're playing that game, League of, what is it?
Yeah, it's a war game.
It's a war game?
Yeah, it's pretty interesting.
Yeah, I was walking, Dory was walking with his head down. I was like, what happened? He was like, yeah, they just nuked my, my whatever.
Anyway, so 9.7 for me. I had to take it down a little bit because the ending was just I felt dragging on. What about you, Vinny?
What'd you give it?
9.7.
I'm gonna give it a 9.5. I thought it dragged on a little bit, but I just thought that the lyrical content was so ambitious. They did such a good job with the lyrical content, in my opinion. They did such a great job. A little bit too long, but I thought they did a good job. They represented Maine really well. I
agree.
I feel really represented. Gang. We should probably do a show with them.
That'd be cool.
Yeah, we got 3 songs.
Reach out to us, yeah.
Hey, we got 3 songs. Let's go on tour! Huh? We gotta,
you can criticize our song.
Yeah, we got a hot, whatever, and then you have an African American fella.
We're expecting a baby. We're pregnant again for like the millionth time.
All right. Having said that, dear listener, we are having an insignificant child who means nothing and is here for no other purpose.
A pointless fetus grows within my womb.
Pointless fetus. Vin out.
Sorry, out.
Go.